You hear often in today's world, speed wins. As technological advances have continued to evolve more rapidly for decades, it's a concept that's been harped on across industries and businesses. Moving fast, being first has been made famous by movies like Ricky Bobby and propelled businesses to beat their competitors like Netflix. But in a world where we're constantly connected, we're constantly trying to generate attention for our brands, being fast and nimble is table stakes. It's not an advantage, but in marketing, especially financial services, speed is rare. With compliance requirements, often inadequate technology, and small teams having to wear multiple hats, getting things out the door and maintaining quality that is going to cut through the noise can be super difficult. So how can you move faster and get better results? We're going to cover off 6 ways to actually do it. The first way is to series out your content strategy. One of the biggest pain points advisors have is creating content. How do you fix this? You series out your content. Also called episodic content, a series-based content strategy is whether it's a video series or a blog series or a podcast series, carries a similar structure from episode to episode and drops at the same time and same place on a consistent cadence. This enables you to build quicker. Your intro and outro media is typically the same. And if you're writing an article, your structure stays consistent. This allows you to focus on the core media, not the intro and outro cards, which is easier to come up with topics if you're staying within these guardrails. This results in a stickier audience. And I can tell you that the first week we moved to a weekly cadence on our podcast, we started doubling our download numbers. This built more affinity with our audience, and we saw an uptick in inbound leads that started with, "Oh, I heard you on your podcast." So how does this come to life? How could you actually bring this to life in a series-based content example? If you launch a podcast series geared towards tech executives and finances, it's a 25-minute Q&A on the biggest questions that tech executives face that you're getting. Every 3 episodes, maybe a guest comes on. You're releasing an episode every single 2 weeks. It's released on Apple, Spotify, and your website. And then what you're doing is creating content variations, video clips, and articles based off that individual piece. The second thing we recommend to do to move faster is automate where possible. Depending on the camp you're in, you either love automation or you hate it. We tend to fall in the middle as a marketing technology firm. Automation gets a bad rap because we feel it can be too canned or it's too loose on targeting, but that's just because people use it the wrong way. We use automation too much now versus too little. So where should you use automation? If someone fills out a form on your website, they should go through a workflow to nurture them depending on what form they complete. If it's a contact form, they should be driven to set up a meeting. If it's a guide or book or a download form, they should be nurtured with content. That's the first example. The second example is for certain campaigns, such as a webinar, where you can automate the post-registration follow-ups, including emails and texts as reminders. That's a great place to set automation. And then also, too, the third place is after certain milestone meetings, whether that's your quarterly meeting or your yearly meeting. But other than that, automation for such random emails can fall flat. Why? Because the context doesn't match the user journey, where their buying cycle, where they're in their buying cycle and what they're looking for. The next thing that you want to focus on is creating once and distributing everywhere. A standard marketing statement is create once, distribute everywhere. We hear it all the time. The idea behind this is that filming, writing, and editing a piece of content takes a large amount of time. In certain instances, hours. If you're not an expert, days. Quality content wins at the end of the day in the modern market. But for single pieces and then the chance that is going to see it one off or two off as you're sharing them is minimal. The average life of a tweet is 18 minutes, and only a fraction of your organic followers sees your post that you put out into the world. Repetitive distribution is key. This means sharing a single piece or video numerous times throughout weeks or months to get it in front of your audience. Just change up the intro, highlight a different key idea or stat, and push it out. The next thing you want to focus on is testing. Test religiously. You'll hear from marketers that marketing is all about tests and understanding what works for your market. Why is this true? Because mostly the platforms change a lot, but also because demographics, geographies, characteristics of individuals enable different consumption tendencies. So for example, webinars in the Southwest play very well. We see high registration rates off each registration or off each webinar, higher engagement rates for those running them. The same is not true in the Northeast, where webinars just aren't as successful. Testing what resonates with your audience will help you uncover a winning strategy. So what could a test cycle look like for your marketing? We like to recommend that you run 2-week cycle tests. This is testing different content on different channels on a 2-week cycle basis. Start with advertising because that's the most viable channel to understand what's working at scale, then move back from there. This means testing headlines, creative, calls to actions to understand how your ad is performing. If your ad is performing well, it's time to pay attention to where you're driving them, the landing page, what the actual form looks like on that landing page, the bounce rate for that landing page. Look at these metrics for these pages to inform the testing that you're doing. And once you've tested things like ads, you can begin to move to other channels. The next best channel is email. See how you can test your email subject lines, the content within your email, really how you're nurturing those people throughout their journey. And that leads to the next thing which you have to do, which is stack your learnings. Once you have the data, you need to stack your learnings. What do we mean by that? It means understanding the trends that drive marketing success. For example, you spend 2 months testing different types of content, say financial planning versus investing content. Then you understand at a larger scale what resonates in which forms. That informs your broader marketing strategy. Stacked learnings allows you to create bigger hypotheses at scale and make big calls relating to your content and your distribution approach. This enables you to market faster because of the fact that you're stacking these learnings across things. And finally, templates. If you've read any of our blog posts or seen any of our content, we talk about templates ad nauseum. Why? You have 17 different hats to wear as an advisor. Your time is the most valuable asset you have. We all know that designing content is a major pain point for advisors. You can't expect to be a designer, a copywriter, a video editor on top of everything else that you need to do. This is where templates come into play. Templates allow you to create a faster system with the foundational elements in place. A presentation template that already has the flow built out helps you customize it faster. A social media graphic template or set of templates that already have the design elements built in allows you to post more. Video templates that already have the intro card and the outro card done allow you to create more video. Templates are about scaling your business across the board. And speaking of templates, we launched a new feature called templates. What are templates? Think of templates as your content drive for all things social media graphics, all things presentations, all things guides, all things ebooks, 100% downloadable from our system. Compliance submit ready assets that you can use in your day-to-day marketing. This template functionality will be releasing templates on a regular basis. This includes everything from every time we release a new blog post in the system, a social media graphic for each new blog that we put into the platform, a new educational webinar or event presentation every single month. In addition to that, we're going to release a set of 2 guides and ebooks every single quarter. And then on an ongoing basis, outreach email templates, LinkedIn invite templates, messaging templates, and more. With the launch of templates, members for our platform now have access to more customizable financial planning and investment content at your fingertips, including webinar presentation, sales presentations, ebooks, social media graphics, and video scripts. This will allow you as the advisor to scale your marketing, move faster, move more nimbly. We're wrapping strategy, planning, guidance, customizable content, automated email campaigns, and more into one digital experience, and pairing that with our tech-led consulting program so that you as the advisor know when and where and how to use marketing content in your day-to-day. You can't have a good marketing program without quality, educational, valuable content. But finding ways to execute faster enables you to create faster and reach your audience in a hyper-connected world. If you want to learn more, shoot us a note, info@the7group.com, or just hit the Calendly link below, and we're happy to schedule some time.